wanted to talk to you today about microclimates, and I thought I would start on this north side facing of our house. It's late fall, it's October 29th, and we've had several frosts, but these plants here, which are frost sensitive, are fine. Those are some black-eyed Susan vines right there, Thunbergia, and I've written some about growing those from seed. I really love those plants. Here are some nasturtiums, and I'm going to show you some nasturtiums in the back that are quite dead because of a different microclimate. Over here I even have some salpoglossus that are looking very velvety and pretty right here. And this is the best place in the whole yard that I have found to grow these and have them last through the season. But in spite of showing you all of this, the emphasis of what I'm going to say is that even though I can have this little bit of prolonged flowering right here in the front, semi-protected against the house, they've done well here because they get shade in the late afternoon, and it's been a great microclimate that way. It's not enough of a microclimate to protect them from winter. Winter is still harsh enough that these are all going to die. So although I get to enjoy them for just a little while longer, it's a microclimate that is useful for a short time. Now over here you can see that all of my dahlias are quite dead from the frost, and I do have some pretty poppies right down there. And so in some ways, one of the best things you can do to extend the season is to grow the plants that just last through the frost. So here you can see my nasturtiums that are in the backyard, and there's still a little life underneath, and there's still a couple of flowers, but overall they're very ugly. The frost has killed them. I've even pulled up some. I've talked about this area of my yard a couple of different ways, a couple different times. That's where I had planted my pumpkins and blocked it off from the chickens for a while. And then you can see there are a bunch of split pumpkins there because I already harvested more than I can probably use this year, and the chickens get to eat the rest. But this is the place that gets a lot of shade in the morning from the barn, and the frost killed these pumpkins here sooner than it bothered. It's gone now. I wish I had the photo of it, but over here where it's not, where it gets the morning sun and the afternoon sun most of the time, it's later in the evening now, but my zucchini that was over here did not get killed as quickly as the pumpkins over there. Most of my raised beds get sun for the bulk of the day during the summer, much more than 6 hours. One thing to keep in mind is that microclimates can change, particularly as trees grow. Some trees along here, they've lost most of their leaves now, but this used to be more in full sun, and now it gets some shade in the evening. One funny little microclimate can be the inside of a plant itself. This was a huge beefsteak style tomato plant, and just 2 days ago my husband picked several very nice tomatoes from the inside, and I had them on my taco. I'm really enjoying these violas that I planted from seed, but they're not affected by the frost. But the bottom line is that it's going to get cold here, and most of these plants will die sooner rather than later, and there's not that much I can do about it. I can work with the microclimates just a little bit in the spring and just a little bit in the fall, but overall in the winter it's going to be far too cold for anything to grow, and in the summer everything's going to need a lot of water because it's going to get really hot.